I am Virginia, and this is Gunner. And I wanted to show you what I've been working on with Gunner. He has a behavior that has been a little difficult for some of his previous fosters of when he gets excited or sometimes frustrated, like he's trying to get your attention, he will jump up on you and sometimes try and grab your arms. And he had done it a few times with some other people a little too roughly. So something I've been working on, and I've been wanting to, one, teach him some other behaviors, some alternate behaviors to do instead, so he knows how to handle frustration if he's getting frustrated, how to handle some impulse control, not just to rush in when he wants something and trying to take it out of your hands, but also what to do if he does exhibit the behavior that you don't want him to. So first I'm going to show you the exercises we've been working on to help prevent him from jumping up and grabbing, teaching him other behaviors instead, and then I'm going to show you a couple different things of how to handle it if it does happen, because he still might do it once in a while, but it's getting less and less. Here, go ahead. So this is one of our favorite games to do, and I call it Sit and Search. And a number of different things that it does for us is it teaches him to come up to me. You can tell I have other things in my pockets. Come up to me and pay attention to me. I'm having him sit. So this is something we practiced. Initially, I told him to sit, but now he knows, go ahead, what I expect. And so he comes up to me and he offers it on his own. It's almost automatic sit. I also could make it a down or paw or any other trick that I want, but for him, we're just focusing on sit for the meantime. Go ahead. So he comes up to me and sits and pays attention to me, and he gets the reward of not just a treat, and these aren't even great treats, it's just his kibble. And you can do the same thing with a toy, which I'll show you again later. Go ahead. But it's, instead of me having to tell him, hey, come up to me, hey, look at me, hey, sit, I want him to see the value in it himself and do it because it's rewarding for him, and not just because he's told. Yes, we do want him to listen if he's told to do that, but it's more likely to really sink in as a more permanent behavior if he thinks about it, yes, and he does it on his own instead of being told. So part of the rewards for him is the kibble, yes, but also you see I'm tossing the treat instead of just handing it to him. You can certainly hand it to him, and that's a great way to work on duration of a behavior. If I want to work on keeping a longer sit, or if we were doing down, a longer down. But my purpose really is to, yes, good boy, is to teach him when you come up to a person, the polite way to greet them is to sit and pay attention to them. And when you do that, good things happen. So by tossing the treat away from him, it does a few different things. One, it helps reset him so we can practice again. He can come up to me again and practice. Good. The other thing is, it's actually really, really fun for dogs to chase things. I'm sure you've seen that when they see squirrels or deer or other dogs running. Yes, that they want to chase things. They also love using their sense of smell and searching for things. So having to search for food or toys in the grass, or you can do this in your house certainly. When I'm in grass, I don't throw it as far away. I want to make sure he can find it. So I want to make sure he's watching when I throw it, so he at least gets a reasonable idea of where it's ending up. Or if he doesn't see it, he'll have to really use his nose to find it. Very good. So right now, just for the sake of filming, I am trying to stay relatively in one place, but because he gets excited when people move around or other things happen, we also do this game with me moving around, maybe running. You see how as soon as I add movement, he starts getting more excited. So I'll show him, I don't want to play that way. And he was just jumping up out of excitement, which isn't so bad actually. He wasn't trying to grab me or even really jump on me. Sometimes it takes a minute or two to find a treat, that's okay. It's kind of fun. Good boy. So this behavior is helping to work on focus, sitting to greet people, a little bit of patience, of impulse control, of when he wants something, instead of jumping, he has to sit and wait. I can also add like a little duration as well. So I'll do this exercise for a few minutes, maybe take 10 pieces of kibble, and I'll do it a few minutes at a time, and then we'll go on and do other things. I have another version of the game with toys, because he really likes toys as well. And it's the same thing, is I'm going to have him sit before throwing the toy. And when he comes back, good boy, I can give him a treat, or I have another toy that we can throw. So again, I want him to sit, I want him to wait, maybe even I can have him do a little stay while I move around. Okay. So some dogs, since they have a hard time wanting to relinquish a toy, I like playing with 2 different toys, and you can use whatever toys the dog enjoys. If they like balls, if they like soft toys, ropes, frisbees, it doesn't matter. You can have a variety of things. Very good. So instead of me trying to steal the toy from him, and then getting him upset, if I have 2, I can get him interested in one. When he comes back with that one, instead of me trying to take that one, see, I've got the other one hidden. When he comes back, good boy, I'm going to show him I have another one. And I might play with it and try and get him excited by it. And I'm going to wait for him to drop the one he has. Come here. Yeah, good boy. Oh. Unfortunately, he didn't want me to throw that one, so he picked up the first one. And I'm not going to make a big deal about it. That's okay. But because one of his issues was wanting to grab the person and trying to get them to play, I do think someone that had him, maybe as he was growing up, maybe encouraged that sort of play behavior, a little roughhousing. Good boy. And we really don't want to play that way. It's not very safe for a lot of people, especially if we have a big dog like this. So by using the 2 toys and not just treats, I can also keep him busy and occupied with something other than my arms. So if his mouth is on a toy, where'd your toy go? Where is it? Then he's much less likely to be grabbing me. So if I always have something on hand, I do have another ball right here, but if I have something on hand, even when he gets excited, I have something to toss and throw to him. So those are the main things we're working on to help teach him other behaviors, other ways to play. We do other activities as well. We go for walks. We do some low-level agility obstacle type things. He has a previous history of some hip dysplasia, an old injury, so we're not doing a lot of jumping, but just ramps and tunnels and things, nothing too stressful. Hey, come on. So, but sometimes as he gets excited, he may still jump on you. Gunner! I should have held on to the leash. Come here! Come here. Hold on a second. Gunner! Yep, somebody else in the yard. Gunner. Okay, sorry about that. So, things I do to help if he does try and jump on me or grab me. One thing you see is I have a leash on him. I'm using a long leash out in the big yard just to make it a little easier for me to grab him. And you can attach it to a harness, or his collar is just a regular flat collar, so it's okay. It's not going to hurt him. But mostly he's just dragging around after him. But if he gets excited, I have a couple options. If he's running at me, right now he's very distracted because there's a dog in another yard. Good. So if he runs towards me with excitement, and I'm concerned about him jumping on me, instead of maybe trying to stop and wait to see what he'll do, or stop and ask him to sit, is I'm going to redirect him as he's approaching me with either some treats or a toy. So if he's running towards me and I go, uh-oh, he looks excited, he might jump on me. Hey, Gunner, come on, hey. He runs towards me, I can redirect him by throwing a toy or throwing a treat. That's usually enough to distract him. But if he's still, let's say maybe you don't have anything, or he's still excited, and he starts trying to grab me. Maybe he's annoyed that I stopped feeding him treats. So one of the other things, well, he's frustrated because there's a dog in the other yard and he's not getting to play with them. So one of the other things I'll do is when he is acting up, I can grab the leash, and one, I can kind of hold it away from me like this, kind of stiff arm it. I have a little bit of tension on the leash, not a lot, but if he started jumping, I can hold him away from me. So he's holding at an arm's distance, so it's really hard for him to reach me. Also, if he's jumping up, I can raise my arm up and down, so that way I can keep the tension and keep him out of here away from me. If that doesn't help settle him down after a few seconds, what I'll try and do as quickly as I can is reach down with the rope and put it under my foot. Hopefully you can see that. I put it under the foot that's closest to him, and I hold the other end for security in case he slips out. But I'm also going to make sure there's enough tension in there that he can't really jump up. It's not tight, it's not putting pressure on him if he's just standing there, but as soon as he starts to try and jump, he really can't. Now he could try and bite my feet or my ankles. Fortunately, he doesn't really do that. But I've found that as soon as I start stepping on the leash, he calms right down. If he weren't so distracted right now by another dog, he actually normally will lay down. But this helps him settle down, even just after a few seconds. So then what I'll do is take my foot off the leash, let him go back to playing. If he starts jumping again or getting excited, we'll repeat it again. If he really can't settle himself, then I would take him and probably put him away in a crate or another room or his kennel. So it's kind of a three-step process, I'd say. The first step is trying to redirect him. So if he's running towards me with that glint in his eye that he's excited, I'll redirect him with a toy or a treat. If that's not enough, or if I don't have a toy or a treat, then step 2 would be to try and grab the leash, either hold him away or step on it. Stepping on it really works the best. And then if you've done that a few times and he's still not settling down, step 3 would be remove him, put him away, give him like a timeout. And it might only have to be for a few minutes. He does settle down pretty quickly. Just in the moment, he gets caught up with excitement. He's still fairly young, and he's learning. He's getting here. So we just keep working on this. I think he'll get over the behavior and eventually stop trying to do it all together. So hope that helps. Take care. Let's go.